Hi, this time a little lens from Ulanzi. It's an anamorphic lens for an Osmo Pocket. This shot's being taken with the standard lens on the Osmo Pocket, and generally I've found with the Osmo Pocket that the colour, the picture is extremely sharp, and it blows up well on a TV screen, and I'm always very pleased with what I get from this camera. In fact, I think it's one of the best little pocket cameras I've got. I've put on the anamorphic lens now, and as you can see, it's got a wider angle without distorting anything at all, and suddenly the picture has become very narrow because that has to be manipulated in post in order to make everything the right size. So this is an anamorphic picture, and what's happening here is all of the resolution has been retained from top to bottom but crushed down to a very narrow format. So theoretically it should be sharper, but if you take a really good look at some of the detail in this picture, you'll probably see that with this anamorphic lens the detail isn't quite there. Although the picture itself is anamorphic and it looks nice, I'm not so sure I could use this to capture real proper detail in my pictures. Again, the same picture, but this time what I've put on is a Freewell wide angle lens. Now the thing about wide angle is it keeps your format exactly the same as normal format, but it stretches things at the edges. So the chances of things going out of focus at the edges are a little bit greater, but you still get a very wide angle view, and hopefully not too much distortion when you're using a good wide angle lens. This is quite cheap though, so it's not going to be that good, but I've been very pleased with what I've had from it. So this is the Freewell wide angle lens. This is being taken with the anamorphic lens, and so there I'm going to do some panning and some general shots just to show how this thing comes across. What is really nice about the anamorphic lens is it does actually have a very wide angle, and the house on the right, I'm not even pointing at it, I would say it's off at 45 degrees, and it doesn't look distorted on screen. It looks a little bit taller, but in post that will soon be fixed. But you do get a nice wide angle. It's just a pity. Preferably I would like a little bit more sharpness, I think. I guess if you want a nice romantic view of the world, this lens works really well. I think another thing about using an anamorphic lens is it does give a sense of drama in your picture when you've got that narrow angle. Something nice to change over to from the usual format, which adds a little bit of drama to your films. But I just want a bit more sharpness. Just walking down a country lane with an anamorphic lens seems to introduce a little bit more drama to your films, especially when you get that little blue line that goes across the screen, when you get some flare. So the idea of using an anamorphic lens is great, and I would love to use this more, but I'm just not sure about the idea of having slightly less sharpness and sacrificing that to have a wide screen. Even a field of corn, or sweet corn, or corn on the cob as we call it, can look dramatic when it's in widescreen. From what I saw on the Osmo Pocket footage, I felt that the sharpness was taken way down, and that is a real pity. I know this is a cheap lens, it just goes on the thing with a magnet and it's quite cheap, but the sharpness doesn't cut it for me. It's just not quite there. I found the wide angle lens a bit sharper than this one, but slightly less sharp than the lens on the Osmo Pocket itself. So in terms of sharpness, to be honest, I think this isn't really very good. I also found that it produced a cast over the whole picture, kind of like the old Kodak colour, that sort of yellow-brown type cast. You can actually see it in the lens when you look through it. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it was useful to you, and please subscribe and I'll see you next time. Cheers for now.